What happens if you only eat meat for 30 days? Would this help you build muscle and lose fat by cutting out carbs and processed foods, or would it result in nutritional deficiencies? Sticking to just meat may sound extreme, yet that's exactly what the carnivore diet recommends for improving health, body composition, and energy. This approach has gained momentum recently, even among public figures like Jordan Peterson, who claim it offers several health advantages. But what does the research say about the effects of eating only meat? First, switching to an all-meat diet triggers immediate physiological changes. That's because removing fruits, vegetables, and grains, your main carbohydrate sources, forces the body to shift its metabolism. Normally, carbohydrates are broken down into glucose and stored as glycogen. Without carbs, your body seeks alternative fuel sources. That's where ketosis comes in. Ketosis is a metabolic state where your body uses fat and ketones instead of carbs for energy. Ketones are produced in the liver from breaking down fats when glucose is unavailable. Most people enter ketosis within a few days to 2 weeks on an all-meat diet. Ketosis is linked to benefits like reduced hunger and increased fullness. Meat's high protein and fat content also helps suppress appetite, leading many to lose weight without counting calories. The restrictive nature of the carnivore diet cuts out many calorie-dense foods like grains and snacks, which naturally reduces calorie intake. That alone can lead to fat loss. Another reason for potential weight loss is that protein has a high thermic effect. It takes more energy to digest than carbs or fats, which may increase metabolism. Muscle gain is another possible benefit, especially for those who previously ate little or no meat. Research shows eating meat in combination with resistance training can lead to more muscle growth, particularly in older adults. Increasing protein intake in general can support muscle development. If you're not already getting enough, while meat isn't necessarily more effective than other protein sources like chicken, eggs, or fish, it may be superior to plant-based options such as beans or tofu. In fact, studies have found that even when protein levels are equal, veggies tend to have lower muscle mass than those who eat meat. Another possible benefit is relief from food sensitivities. Plants have evolved defense mechanisms, and some contain compounds like lectins found in legumes and grains which, some believe, can irritate the gut or cause inflammation. The carnivore diet eliminates these, possibly benefiting those with sensitivities. It also cuts out gluten, a known allergen found in wheat and barley, as well as other plant-based triggers like nuts, soy, or certain fruits and vegetables. Many report improved mental clarity during ketosis. That's why some people favor the carnivore diet after the initial adjustment period. Once in ketosis, brain fog often lifts and focus improves. One universally recognized advantage is simplicity. Diets often fail due to complex planning, portion control, or calorie counting. With carnivore, the limited food selection, just meat and organ meats, makes meal planning straightforward. No elaborate recipes are needed. Meals are typically prepared by grilling, roasting, or frying, and seasoning is often skipped to avoid triggering any plant-based reactions. You eat until satisfied, no tracking portions or calories. However, there are notable drawbacks. Entering ketosis can cause what's known as the keto flu, with symptoms like fatigue, headaches, irritability, low motivation, dizziness, sugar cravings, nausea, bad breath, and muscle cramps. These are signs that your body is adjusting to burning fat for fuel and usually pass within a few days to a week. Another issue in the early stages is the lack of fiber. Since meat doesn't contain fiber, a nutrient essential for digestive health, constipation is common. Fiber helps move stool through the digestive tract, so its absence can cause discomfort. Conversely, some people experience diarrhea, possibly due to a rapid shift in gut bacteria or the diet's high fat content. The first week involves physical adjustment to ketosis, higher fat intake, and no fiber, and how easily you adapt depends on your previous diet, metabolism, and overall health. By the second week, many people adjust to ketosis and see keto flu symptoms fade. But longer-term risks include nutrient deficiencies. While meat is rich in protein and some vitamins like B12, it lacks others. For example, you'll miss out on vitamin E, important for immune function, found in leafy greens and nuts. Vitamin C is another concern. It's vital for immunity and collagen production. Although your body may absorb vitamin C more efficiently without carbs, getting enough from meat alone is difficult. Organ meats help, but deficiencies are still possible. Calcium is another missing nutrient, found mainly in dairy and vegetables. It's crucial for bone strength. Meat contains some calcium, but not enough. One way to compensate is by consuming bone broth, which adds calcium and collagen without departing from the diet. Cholesterol is another consideration. It's necessary for hormone production, including testosterone. Meat, especially red and processed varieties, is high in saturated fat, which can raise LDL, commonly known as bad cholesterol. A Harvard review found LDL levels were significantly higher in people on meat-heavy diets compared to non-meat eaters. High LDL is linked to heart disease. However, newer studies suggest dietary cholesterol may not impact blood levels as strongly as once believed. If you already have high cholesterol or heart disease risk, a carnivore diet could worsen these issues. But for some, weight loss from the diet may improve cholesterol and blood pressure. This is why regular checkups are crucial when following such a plan. The lack of carbs could also affect athletic performance. Carbs are your body's go-to fuel for high-intensity activity. While the body can adapt to burning fat, performance may dip during the transition and even afterward. Energy levels may drop, and workouts might feel harder. Mental health could also be affected. Carbs play a role in producing serotonin, a neurotransmitter that influences mood, sleep, and appetite. Without carbs, serotonin levels may decline, leading to mood swings or even depression symptoms. While protein provides amino acids involved in neurotransmitter production, it may not be enough to maintain optimal mental health. Cost is another concern. Meat is generally more expensive than plant-based foods. Eating it every meal will likely increase your grocery bill. That said, if you currently spend a lot on processed or junk foods, your total costs might stay the same or even go down. Still, buying quality, nutrient-rich cuts like grass-fed or pasture-raised meat will raise costs. To recap, during the first week of the carnivore diet, often called the adaptation phase, you may experience digestive issues like constipation or diarrhea, as well as increased thirst. By the end of the first week, your digestive system may begin to adapt, with improved energy and fewer symptoms. Ketosis typically sets in between days 3 and 14, leading to greater mental clarity, reduced hunger, and fat loss. By week 3, many notice further improvements in digestion. But over time, the absence of plant-based foods could lead to nutritional gaps. After 30 days of eating only meat, you may experience benefits such as weight loss, reduced inflammation, and more energy. However, potential long-term risks like nutrient deficiencies and higher cholesterol could outweigh these gains. Wraps up this breakdown. If you found it helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.